What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cesso here, bringing us a video here today, bringing us a Photoshop / Source Filmmaker video today. So if you guys have no idea what Source Filmmaker is, it's actually a really cool free editing / not editing program. I would most likely call it an animation program. So you guys can get all these really cool rigs and whatnot. So I'm gonna start off with the video, of course, teach you guys how to get your models and how to get this really cool simple Lightroom you can work with, and all that cool stuff like that, right? So if you guys have no idea what Source Filmmaker is how do you can create these really cool sort of Fortnite and or any other SFM model that you can basically find. SFM is short for Source Filmmaker. Any SFM model that you can end up finding, maybe you can have a CSGO one or anything, like I said, anything you probably end up finding. It's been around for a while in Steam at least, so you can make these really cool Fortnite renders like so, and they're located in your Steam store. So you guys just click on your Steam store. Under your search, you just type in source and then film. You'll probably make it, it'll be the only one right there for you guys to click on. So it's gonna be this little green sort of thumbnail for you guys. And when you scroll down, you just want to click where it says use Source Filmmaker, and where it says free, it'll download. Take maybe 15-20 minutes, not too difficult whatsoever, and then you'll just jump right into the program and we'll get this thing going from there. Now, as you can see, the rigs themselves are very easy to work with. The UI is fairly decently clean to work with as well. So you can see most of the models that they have also do have, like, you know, face flex and whatnot, which means you can move their eyebrows, mouth, lips, facial features, their neck area. So yeah, it's really cool. I want to show you guys how to do this because honestly, it's been around for a little bit now, and I want to kind of like put my hands in and see how cool it can get. You know what I mean? So this can be used for, of course, thumbnails, banners, whatever the hell you guys want to end up doing it for, but most likely you're gonna probably use it for thumbnails. That's the most like prevalent way I've been seeing it being used without, you know, in YouTube and the community and such. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this thing, and to likes on the video, you're gonna see her down below, which will most likely be this PSD right here. I don't know if you guys want it, maybe you guys do. It's a very simple PSD. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it in the video anyway, but just in that case, whatever. Anyway, with that being said, before that, 96,000 subscribers, we hit it. Thank you very much. I just looked at it right now. It's 96,065. Let's just get this thing going. To you guys in a second. Alright guys, we'll get this thing going. So first off, I'll give you guys two different links to get your actual SFM models from, for Fortnite at least. So there's going to be a first one is in Source Filmmaker community sort of like workshop, right? So in Steam, I guess you can say, they have this thing called Subscribe. It's almost like a streamlined way of getting direct downloads, and through like things that might work, like you can download different maps for CSGO and stuff like that for like private matches. Just simply pressing the word subscribe and it'll just be in there because Steam has kind of like all linked together. So if you guys scroll through this browsing little area here and you like something you want, or if you click on something you want, like you want to probably use a wizard or something like that, you can click on it, click on the word subscribe, and or if you just know what you want, you can just hover right over this bottom right button right here. This little plus, this little green plus button is actually another way of subscribing. And once you guys subscribe to it, it'll just say, hey, you subscribe. I'll do it right now. Let's just click on it. And you'll see little button says you have just subscribed to this item. So when you actually jump into Source Filmmaker, it'll say, hey, there's a few different subscribers that we haven't downloaded yet through Source Filmmaker, and then basically it'll download it for you guys, and it'll be in your actual Source Filmmaker models and all that cool stuff. So another one is sfmlab.com, which is more or less something that you can probably get some more weapons to it, and or other skins that might just not be available in your Source Filmmaker community. You know what I mean? So that being said, this is more of a direct download, so you might have to actually drag the file. You will have to actually drag the file from one point to another, which I'll show you guys how to do in a second. But before I show you guys how to do that, there's this really cool little white Lightroom that you guys saw in the beginning of the video, little white background and whatnot. That is from this YouTuber called Chronic Lardo, I believe is how you say it. This is really cool, just like simple like white just backspace or back kind of plate to your actual Source Filmmaker. I needed one because of course you can't actually work without like a cool little map to work with, or at least a backing, and or you have to like work with like lighting, but this makes it very easy, very simple. And with that being said, the download link will be in the description below for you guys as well. But let me just show you guys really quickly how to throw in that little white room into your actual Cinema 4. I keep saying Cinema 4D. I'm going to say that quite a bit of times. Your Source Filmmaker, okay? So basically, you're going to go into your Steam. Now, in your search options, if you can't find your Source Filmmaker, you might have the games enabled. So you want to just click on the word games, and you want to go to where it says software. Then you want to right click on the where it says Source Filmmaker, right click, properties. You want to go to local files. You want to go to browse local files. Then when it's over here, you want to just double click on the word game. You want to double click on TF movies. Then you want to go to where it says maps. And then you want, oops, not maps. You want to go to where it says, yeah, maps. Sorry, I don't know why I thought I was wrong. But then you just take the download that you got for the Lightroom and you just simply just drag it right into there. You can see I already have it in there, but you just simply drag it right here, and it'll be available for you guys in the maps for Source Filmmaker. Now, when it comes to putting in models that you've downloaded, what you would want to do is go to your game. You want to go to TF movies, and then you want to just sit in this little section right here. Now when you download, it might look like something like this. So I'm trying to find where I put my folder. Where did it go, bro? right here, I downloaded a steel site skin, I guess you would say, right here, as you can see. So all you would have to do is just take these little files here, just drag them just straight into this file right here, and then it'll probably ask you to replace this simply because I actually have files already of these, of course, in there. But I'll just say replace the files in destination, just like so. When you replace them, you might or might not. I don't know if it's like a thing that you always get it, but if you always get it, just put replace. If not, just simply when you drag it, you drag it in. But what's gonna happen is when you open up Source Filmmaker, you guys will actually have the model for you guys direct download it inside the files themselves. So if you guys want to just see where it is, it would be like right here, right? And this is the steel site. That's a weird name to say for some reason. That's the skin right there. So that's just kind of like getting rid of the whole questions that you might ask, at least how to actually put your models or download your models and put them inside Source Filmmaker. Now the next thing is actually just jumping into Source Filmmaker and just showing you guys the very simple tricks and easy ways to rig actually your character and whatnot. So let's go ahead and just jump right into that. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so you guys first load up your actual Source Filmmaker program here. The first thing it's going to ask you guys is how to create your new session. All you have to do is name your session if you guys want to name it. Otherwise, what you have to do is press the word create, just like so. Now, the first thing you probably want to do is make sure you actually load your map first. Now, that map I'm talking about is that white background little layer, sort of like, or that .BSP file, right, that I made you guys download and actually put inside your local files for your actual Source program itself. Now, to load that thing, all you have to do is right click on the actual preview canvas, click on load map. Click on the, well, first off, you want to type in the word white under your filter. When you type in white, most of the only thing that's going to be available for you guys is going to be the WhiteRoom.BSP. If you guys want to type that all out, for some reason, if you have a lot of white BSPs, if you guys are like a freaking source file, like mass or whatever, but all you have to do is press open, just like so. Now, the first one I actually opened this thing, it took like a good 30 seconds, but this should take a little bit more, like a 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds, pretty good. Yeah, but for some reason, the first time I opened it, took a little bit of a long time. I don't know why, but most likely probably happened to you guys, so don't get worried about it. But once you have this little map loaded in, now it's going to have a better preview kind of section, and also have a white background for you guys to actually put inside of Photoshop. And it's very easy, of course, to delete things off of Photoshop when it comes to like a white background and whatnot. But if you guys do not actually have your map loaded, first off, the first thing that happen for you guys is actually load in your characters, which I'm going to show you guys right now. Right click, just like so, on the actual canvas on the left hand side here. Go to where it says create animation set for new model. You select that just like so. Now, when you guys, if you guys ended up opening this without a map loaded, you guys won't actually be able to see the model itself. Now, the two models I have right now under workshop, by the way, mod filter. On the drop down here, I actually scroll down where it says workshop because the only files that I personally have downloaded are the ones from the Steam workshop community that I was showing you guys before. So if you guys want to just only use the workshop ones, you can just use the actual mod filter workshop to actually just see those alone. Now, the only ones that I have is the marshmallow one that I actually downloaded from you guys from the last clip, and then the one that I personally originally was playing around with, which is the John Wick sort of Reaper skin, right? So I want to quickly show you guys as well, though. Even if you have SFM open, if you guys go to the source file right here, and you guys go to where it says, let's just say you want to download this Dominator skin. Let's just press this just like so, subscribe to it. Now, when you go hop back into Source Filmmaker, you're going to see this little download queue. Now, you might actually see this the first time you actually open up SFM. It's going to say, hey, do you guys want to download the skins that you actually end up, downloading or subscribing to on the workshop? You press OK if you guys want to download them. If you change your mind, you can just simply uncheck it and press OK. But I want to download and press OK. Now, this might happen to you guys. Now, I did this on purpose for you guys, by the way. For some reason, sometimes it has a lot of the same .vf. I find this .vtf file a lot for this character light warp. I have no idea what it personally is, but for me, when I press yes to all, it does not give me any problems whatsoever. Now, if for whatever reason that does not happen to you guys, which most likely probably won't unless they share the same file, all you have to do is you're gonna see this workshop. You're gonna see this next frame say all files have been downloaded. Press OK, and now if you go back into your Source Filmmaker, right, I'm gonna press rescan because we have new files and say air for a second. And now we're going to have our third skin here, which is actually the Dominator skin, right? So the file that it shared was from this skin itself. If you press no, the skin will actually turn purple. Now, if it turns purple, you have to delete both of them, close down Source, and then reopen it. A little kind of like thing that I end up finding on myself, kind of like working with it a little bit. If you end up seeing like a purple sort of like texture missing, it's mostly because you have to download whatever previous one you downloaded or previous skin you downloaded. Just delete both of them, including this one, close it down, reopen it, and it'll fix your problem. I know you're gonna run into it. I know for a fact. Hopefully, that if you guys listen to that, you guys understand it. But I'm gonna use a John Wick skin for this example right here and press open. Now, for some reason, my audio levels went freaking skyrocketing. I saw that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to personally go ahead and just show you guys really quickly the camera settings. Now, if you hold Alt, by the way, Alt is going to be your best friend when it comes to camera settings. Holding Alt, right-clicking, moving up and down is how you zoom in and out, and then holding left-click is how you guys rotate around. Now, If you guys want to rotate around the actual skin itself, all you have to do is just make sure you have this selected right here, and you can rotate around the skin on its own just like so, and also zoom in on the skin just like so as well. So holding Alt, best friend whatsoever. And I'm gonna move this really quickly to back to more of like a good canvas. I'm gonna say like, please move up. Can you move up, please? I'm gonna move the camera. All right, I'm still not using this camera thing. I hope you guys are way better than me at it, but holy crap, I don't like the whole holding Alt thing, but whatever, it still works out. All you have to do is get used to it. But now that I have my Reaper skin in a pretty good frame right here, I'm gonna say a little bit more like so you can actually see the arm maybe. Okay, more better. Okay, right. So when you have actual Reaper skin selected, the way to get your rig and or your, I guess, your exoskeleton to see where all the joints are and stuff like that, all you have to do is click on the thing right to the timeline of the clip editor. It's called the actual motion editor. So this will show you guys all the exo sort of points and all that keyframing, all that cool stuff, and how you actually move all your joints inside the actual rig. Now, the way you end up doing it, all you have to do, is hold Control, select on a point. I'm gonna say the bicep upper arm, click on it, and you'll see this little part is now selected. So what you're gonna do is you can either use the actual movement, sort of like movement axis, which is kind of like the X and Y axis, just moving it up and down. Now, realistically, this is not gonna work out for you guys because moving, of course, a more of a joint up and down does not really work out in the same. It doesn't really. That's not anatomy. English is hard. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the actual rotation tool, which is third of the actual the toolbars here, right? With the rotation here, I'm going to rotate this just like so. Oops, I want to kind of use the actual axes. I would honestly only use like the blue, green, and red axis when you're actually first using it, because it's actually a little more, how do you say, more precise, right? Now, let's say you like that rotation. I'm going to hold Control. I'm going to click on the lower arm right here, and we're going to move this up. We're going to move this like this, move this like that, right? Now, I have nothing really in mind right now, but I'm more or less trying to show you guys how this kind of works out. And you can see how this works. Now, let's say you want to move a finger. Let's just like Control, zoom in this in, not Control, Alt, zoom in, please. There we go. Now I want to see some of these little fingers. You can just kind of make them like into like a fist. Oh God, that was not, please. Okay, let me click on the blue. There we go. Jeez, that was difficult for some reason. All right, take this, kind of make a fist if you guys want to. Or maybe he's counting. Maybe he's counting. Who the heck knows? But I'm also going to show you guys little face features you can mess around with. The whole little face flex is most likely honestly the most like prevalent use of this is kind of get these really cool reactions out of the Fortnite characters for like really cool clickbaity kind of titles, right? Now let me go and just kind of zoom into this face very quick. Okay, can you guys honestly tell how bad I am with this camera? It's so weird. There's no way people are gonna get used to this as easy as I can just, maybe I just suck. I can't do it. Why is it not like okay, this is gonna work. Okay, all right, I just wanted to get it like faced on, please. Can you just let me? Okay. Whatever, this will work. Anyway, if I hold Control, you can see these little features, little keyframes on like different parts of the actual face, I guess face features, right? If I just hold Control and click on them, and you see, I move the actual. So, by the way, if you're gonna use the movement tool, all you can do is you can either click with the axes right here, the axes, little lines here, or you can click on the actual square itself and move these. So I probably just do that. I want to move it up really quick. Control, we'll move this one up. We'll say, hey, this little mid-brow section here, we'll move this up a little bit. Let's say, hey, he's more surprised since he's like getting like surprised. Move his eyelid up to make his eyes show a little bit more. We'll move this one up as well. Be like, hey, that's totally a surprise face, right? You can even move the eyes itself. I'll rotate them and be like maybe he's like looking this way, right? Eyes, he's looking this way, like, uh-oh, this is happening. I have no idea, but I'm just kind of showing you guys how to actually work around with the rig itself. Have fun with it. I most likely actually put up a reference on Google. Maybe you type in like surprise face, or like surprise face with like hands on face, or just something more descriptive. So that way you guys actually go ahead and like almost like copy the face feature, so you get more or less the actual motion that you guys are going for. Because of course facial expressions themselves are kind of like, you know, it's a realm of its own. Like there's 1 million different face expressions that have different emotions behind them. So at least get as most accurate as possible is mostly your best bet. Now what I'm gonna do is for you guys as well is I'm gonna zoom this out for a second, just quickly show you guys how to render this baby out. And it's very easy. I'm just gonna kind of get a better frame. Also something like that is pretty good. So when you have your frame already set, your rig is done, all that good stuff, all you have to do is go into your file here, go to where it says export. export as a poster. Now, it's going to ask you guys if you want to save it or not. I'm going to continue without saving, just like so. And now the first thing you want to do, the only thing you really have to do is just change where your format is. Your TGA file is actually going to be a PNG file, and then make sure 1920 by 1080p. Now, I already have it under a cool little render kind of folder. I'm going to call this tutorial 3. Just like so. Press export, and it takes about 15-20 seconds, depending on your computer, I guess it would be like, but it's a very, very simple and easy render. Excuse me, I have something in my throat, or my chest. But what I'm going to say really quickly is the actual settings and or the actual quality itself is very close to Fortnite on its own without even using post or doing anything like lighting fancy inside Source Filmmaker. So what I want to do is kind of just go over here really quickly. This is tutorial 2. I want to just take tutorial 3 really quickly, put it in here for reference, right? We have this little file here. We'll just make it a little more larger, just like so. Press enter. Cool. So you can actually see, like I said, the render itself is actually pretty good. Oh, that looked disgusting. Why did it actually load in like that? Okay, let's just please not load in with a stretch feature. Okay, there we go. All right. Anyway, so you can see like the actual the settings and or quality itself is actually pretty accurate, honestly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press right click and then rashes layer right away, just so I can get rid of the white. And the way I do that is just simply use the magic wand tool, which is actually W on your keyboard. Select the white. You can even hold control or shift, excuse me. You can select multiple parts of the white, which is all this empty spaces right here, all the enclosed spaces. Then you press delete on your keyboard, and then you guys will see. You can make this a little more bigger. The quality itself is actually like I like it. You can probably put a light, might be above his face here. If you guys want to put lights, by the way, all you have to do is just right click, create animation set for new light, just like so. Now I would most likely click on the light itself, click on where it says intensity, and lower this down quite a bit. That's pretty, that's probably a little bit too intense, but mess with the light itself, to the intensity itself, maybe the direction of where it is. But right now, I think that's pretty good. But I want to quickly show you guys one thing as well. Now, if you are using like a more darker background, you're most likely going to see this right here. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about this little white outline right here. This little white outline. And this white outline right here is kind of like this, it's just tilting for me. I'm going to show you guys really quickly how to get rid of it. If I just zoom in really quickly, all you have to do is hold control and click on the thumbnail of the actual picture itself, just like so. What you want to do is go to select, modify, contract by pixels 1, press OK, and all you have to do is actually click on the actual thumbnail itself, press M on your keyboard, just like so, or click on the layer itself, excuse me, M on your keyboard. It gives you the option when you right click to layer via cut. So that's M on your keyboard, that's using this tool right here, right clicking, layer via cut. So now if I just quickly zoom out for a second, and I delete the layer below it, which is going to be the stuff we don't want. All I have to do is unhide it and hide it. You can see the white line gets like removed, and it kind of has a more of a quality feature to it, so it doesn't look like a random cutout. You know what I mean? So with that being done, I believe that is basically it for the sense of at least showing you guys how to do the render. I'm going to quickly just kind of pan over to more of like a new setting or a new scene for you guys to kind of just show you guys how to do this really cool, simple, very quick, sort of like courage thumbnail set. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly, and we're going to get this thing going. Okay, let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm going to quickly show you this really simple, very quick, and sort of like thumbnail. All right, guys, quick little thumbnail portion of this video. Very simple little style to this here. I almost kind of have like 2 videos on this kind of like little simple gradient style as well. But anyway, just to quickly run it down, I already have these assets here, a background, and this really simple little halftone sort of fun little texture to use. This will be in the tune lights the video, by the way. It's okay, all good. But for the actual background here, above the background, I'm going to basically be using a gradient map. So for this here, I'm using gradient map, and I'm just going to go into this really quickly, the gradient editor. I'm just going to be using this one right here. So on the left-hand side, by the way, is your shadows. On the right-hand side is your highlights. I like to highlight that sometimes in my videos because gradients aren't just like 2 colors meshing. There's actually a reason for them meshing, and it's highlights and shadows. Okay, so on the left-hand side is shadows. I already have this at pure black, just like so. I'm going to move this over here. I don't know why it's over there. By the way, if you have it over here, you're just weird. Over here is superior. Press OK. On the right-hand side here, I'm using a very simple, cool little color. We'll just use orange for this case, something a little more lighter, preferably. So the hex code for this, if you guys want to use it, is FF671D. I'm gonna press OK. Press OK again. By the way, before I do that, just this color can be whatever you guys want it to be. But I'm just gonna say this is where your actual color is gonna actually show up for your actual background. So you're gonna have the black as your highlights and the color on your right for the actual left shadows, right highlights. Sorry. Press OK. So now that I have this here, the actual font that I'm gonna be using in today's video, I'm gonna just delete this really quickly. I don't need that. The font is gonna be called Burbank. I'm sure everyone knows that already. I'm gonna call this what did I call it? Say, you won't believe what he said. What did I say it was? You, or did he just, right? Did he just say that? Is that what I said before? I have no idea. I'm just going to use what I just said. Did he just... Oh my god. What did I actually put? What was it? I want to see now. Did he not? He did not say that. Okay. Bro, I just needed to see it because it just tilted the hell out of me for a second. I honestly forgot what I said. He did not. So he did not. Right? Alright. And then say that. Right? Say that. Okay, now that we have this here, very simple little flat sort of text style here. Like I said, I'm kind of going off of what Courage's thumbnail designer does for himself. I'm going to basically just say, hey, the word not, I'm going to highlight, just kind of like say, hey, I know the facial features don't really match here, but the one I had previously did match. I'm just going to kind of go off what I did before, right? But probably most likely want to highlight whatever word or exaggeration in the actual title itself. Highlight that word with a nice little simple color, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to simply just click on the word color here while I have it highlighted on my character's table. I'm gonna click on orange, right, that I have in the background set. But I'm just gonna simply move this up all the way to like around here. And if I want to make it a little more darker, I'll say, nah, I actually don't want to make it darker. I want to say, hey, here, just simply move it up. I'll say right about there is pretty good, right? He did not say that. Simply just press OK. When the text is done highlighted, now what I'm gonna do is make a new layer. Take a nice simple brush here. And with this brush here, I'm gonna make a nice little, pretty big diameter, soft brush. So that means 0 hardness over here. So big brush, 0 hardness. That's not 0. This is 0. Right? I'm going to simply just take a nice little orange. The way I'm going to do is I'm going to use the eyedropper tool. So if you hold Alt while you actually have your brush enabled, you can see this little eyedropper tool. I'm going to kind of like scroll around to find like a nice sort of mid-tone, sort of gray, not grayish, but darker tone orange. Click right here, right around where this is the text. Change it from blend mode normal to linear dodge add. I'll click one time over here for the actual face as well to kind of melt into the text as well. And then I'll just say, hey, there is my very simple, very quick, and kind of like cool little thumbnail, right? Almost like a Courage kind of style kind of thumbnail, but honestly it's not as busy as his. But the actual do this as well. What I'll do is I'll take a nice little simple outer glow in the actual render, and for the settings here I'll put it on 75 opacity, blend mode, linear dodge add, and simply just use a nice little orange from the outside as well, but just bring this up, right? Give it like a nice little glow to it, and there is where I would probably say, hey, very simple, very clean, very fun, and also kind of just complements the highlight of the render itself, or like the contrast of the render itself, the contrast of the render itself. So with that being said, today's video is actually done. So like I said, I most likely will have like a simple 4D version of this right here, kind of like just messing around with rigs and stuff 4D with other games maybe or not. I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing. I have to personally find the renders of them. So like right now, like Apex Legends is a really fun little crazy very high popular game, but there's no like real models out right now because those of course take time. So of course the reason why this is such a quick tutorial in the sense, right, is simply because somebody already did the rigs and already modeled it. So I appreciate those individuals, and if you happen to be actual model or a rigger or animator himself, maybe you want to comment down below. We can check out your stuff, maybe your website. I'll look at it and just kind of verify it. If you guys want to do that, if you guys have any cool models for either Cinema 4D or SFM in the future video for Cinema 4D, but SFM for now in this case. But with that being said, I'm done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video today. 2 links to the video you can see down below, which is mostly going to be the PSD of the video. As always, thank you guys so very much, by the way, for 96,000 subscribers. I'm going to be out. Talk to you guys later. System HQ out. Peace. Don't forget to keep smiling, stay positive, and stay freaking productive, guys. Later.